Okay, I'm here, I promise, sorry. I was linking and sharing and doing all of the things. Frostpunk 2! Alright. So this is a beta, if you couldn't figure it out from all of the things. I had to click like 8 different things when I loaded this up saying, no, I promise I know it's a beta. It's really loud compared to me. There we go. So like, it's a beta. As you can see, story mode is locked and will remain locked. We're going to only have access to sandbox mode, but we're going to check out some sandbox mode. Ambition. Okay, so I know very little about what's going on. Out of the icy apocalypse into a hopeful future, lead the city, survive, grow, expand, and prosper. Can you build a world worth living in? This preview has been limited in scope. No story mode available. This game is a work in progress. Bugs, crashes, placeholders may appear. Playthrough is capped at 300 weeks. That is a significantly longer amount of time than the first game, though, I feel like. Although maybe I just never made it that far. What does ambition mean? So colonization, establish a food and fuel, materials colony, explore more territories. Versus utopia. This is grayed out, which makes me think that we can't do it. But let's just see what's there. Utopia. 40,000. That is so many more people than you could have in the first game. I think it was like between 600 and 700. Output and abundance of heat. 80,000. Hot dang. Abundance. Wow. Okay. So they have colonization for us. So whatever a food, fuel, and materials colony is with more territory. So we'll see what all that means. Map type. Windswept peaks, broken shore, fractured gorge, horizon. So sheltered area, or sheltered between mountain ranges and small valley. This place was judged well protected from the elements with a relatively easy access to resources. Initial plans aim to use nearby body of water for fishing, but it's froze solid during the Great Storm. However, there's still vast access to forest. Not available in this preview. Okay, so we only have access to the one, which is fine. I still want to read all the things, though. Frost disfigured this area, but it was chosen for easy access to geothermal energy. Lacks other fuels. So interesting. Horizon. Variety of key resources there outweigh the dangers of being placed in the open of the Frostland. Okay, so we'll play Windswept Peaks. There seems to be options for adjusting the economy, weather, Frostland, and society. Disabling tutorials is not available in the preview, which makes sense. Everybody will be playing it for the first time. So communities, I think, again, we're only going to have 2, if my understanding is correct, which is true. So we're going to have mechanists and foragers, so people who like machines and people who like to gather things the old way, I assume. Workers and merchants, so do we make it or do we buy it? Lords and thinkers. I think that one also is pretty self-explanatory. And random. Again, we only have access to this one. It does have the difficulty levels there. Oh, you can kind of see what's here. So it looks like you probably have different difficulty levels, and then you can adjust from there. We'll just do medium. I feel like medium's fine. Heat stamps were introduced after the Great Storm to regulate access to heat. Now they grew into official currency of the city. It's not quite English, I don't think. But that's okay. Certain features of terrain might yield benefits or trade-offs. For example, sheltered gully may provide heat bonus. Community additional squalor. Press space to begin. This person looks very upset. Very, very upset. Alright, a new beginning. The end of the world changes people. It changed us. Keep this near me. Us, the foragers, natural survivalists adapted to the harsh Frostland conditions. The mechanists. Am I saying that? Machinists? Masochists? You're a masochist if you play this game. Descendants of groups that built the initial cities and maintained their machinery. Okay, I see. So we choose you as our steward to lead the city as overpopulation looms and resources dwindle. We all dream of a better future, but what should it look like? This we can't agree on. Tension stirs, radicals rear their heads. Navigating this will be your ultimate challenge. Notice the preview of Utopia Builder Mode is capped at 300 weeks. Hey, Ray, welcome! We're just going through, in the beta, there's not a lot of options to choose through, but we're just kind of reading what we'll have in the future. The beta version of Frostpunk 2 is just sandbox mode, which I think is perfectly fine. We can play the story when the time comes, but I got about an hour and a half, and then we're going to go celebrate my mother's birthday. Here goes. So in the first game, the thing that they always said was the city must not fall. Frostpunk 2, the first game it was the city must survive. Now it's the city must not fall, so that's how they changed it up. Let's see what we got here. Wow. I feel like I'm playing Control. Colonize the Frostland. We have grown numerous over the years and waited too long to strike out. Our coal stockpiles are nearly depleted. We have to colonize the Frostland. But first, we located some coal deposits in the rough terrain around the city. We never found them. We've been here a minute, but we never found this coal. It just popped up. We must send frost-breaking crews to access them. Got your performance review at once. You're here for a good time, not a long time. That's kind of where I'm at, too. We need more coal. Okay, where's the pause button? They're running around. There we go. Pause button. Most important first button to find. Let's have a look. Okay, so WASD, arrow keys, all do the same thing. Middle mouse button zooms in and out. Q and E, turn the camera. These are essential things to find out. Spacebar, pauses. Got it. Okay. Let's have a little look-a-doo at the city. Look at this. It's a nice looking generator. I'm so excited for more Frostpunk. Districts. Okay. Okay, so we have the central district. I think that's going to be everything in the middle. There's building slots, overdrive, shows me access to the generator. Okay, how do I make that go away? That's how. Okay, this is still all considered the central district. Got it. What about this? Okay, this is just central district. Oh, okay. White line. Got it. I can read. It looks amazing. Let's have a little look-a-doo. I mean, not that frames are super important. But yeah, we're hitting 60, and it's probably capped at 60, honestly. This is not a game where you need frames, but... I mean, like, this computer is crunching it. It's barely using any of its stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Look. Oh, God. We're zooming way out. We're just in this one mountain. The one mountain. No, that's probably just fog of war. I did put it in Fahrenheit because I am American. I'm appreciative that our European friends gave me that option. Week 1, day 3, the 10th of January, 1916. Heat stamps. I don't know what a heat stamp is. I'm assuming it has something to do with fuel. Oh, there you go. Heat stamps are the currency used in the city. Originally, literal stamps redeemable for a fixed quantity of heat. Now they function. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's $1. A heat stamp is $1. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Fallout. I just haven't had time. I've had time, but anyway. I love the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes were, like, perfect. So I'm going to be watching more. Maybe tonight. We'll see. Cores, okay. I'm going to assume cores are kind of somewhat the same thing. Workforce is self-explanatory. Heat surplus is interesting to me. The notion of heat surplus. Shelter, this is very handy. I like this. So it's showing me unfilled spots. So I have 120 total. 90 are used. I have 31 left over. I like that. Food, materials, we haven't gotten that far yet. Goods. Okay. So it wants me to click on this thing because it's been gesturing. Frost breaking. What's frost breaking? Initially, you can only build districts in a limited area. The wider terrain is covered in frozen stiff ground, which is impossible to construct upon. To widen the buildable area, you need to use frost breakers. You can send frost breaking teams by clicking on the frost break button in the bottom right hand part of the screen. Then you find your way towards the edges of the buildable area and click on white tiles until the indicator circle is full. Frostbreaker resource tiles will be colored in blue with the icon of corresponding resource over them. Frost breaking cost is fixed, and unless there are no more tiles to click, the amount of tiles need to be in frost breaking is always the same. Got it. Okay. So frost breaking. So it wants me to get the coal deposits, which makes me think I want to go over here. How do I? Ah! Sounds exciting. Is that going to work now? Is it doing it? It's doing it. Okay. Access coal using Frostbreaker's construction extraction district. It's very far away from my city center. City, the center of my city. You can see time is passing faster in this game because I'm you can see the people moving and they're moving kind of fast. I like how they have these like heat trails on them. But is that an automaton? I think that's an automaton. But if this game is going to take place over weeks, that makes, I think a week might replace a day in the first game. Okay, district construction. Districts are based on your city economy. Build them to produce or process resources, provide shelter, or recruit Frostland teams. Districts have a fixed number of tiles needed to begin construction. When building a district, keep a lookout for the indicator circle, which shows you how many tiles you still have to click for the construction to start. Okay. While available tiles are white, all settled tiles are yellow. Extraction, food, and logistics districts require deposits to be built. You need to begin by selecting tiles from the deposit. Okay, so this is a little like taking Frostpunk, we're mixing in a little bit of like surviving Mars kind of. Or like that specific genre, not that game specifically. So I want an extraction district, yeah? And I want it there. Oh. It filled in all of that all on its own. That's exciting. Okay. So now we're going to go out here and we're going to grab some coal. Hey, JG! I know! It's nice that they're just giving us Utopia mode to start, so like, we don't have to have the stress of the story. I'm so amped for this game. These animations are cool. Still have a day-night cycle like the first game did. What is this? Cold, hunger. Okay. What do we got here? This is building. Obviously, it's not letting me build a lot because we're in tutorial mode. Districts versus hubs. Oh, okay. And then frost breaking. Okay. Gotcha. I am so excited for the Acolyte. I'm presuming it's going to be a 9 p.m. drop on that day. Or on the, like it's going to be like Ahsoka. So I took off the morning after so I can stay up late and watch it. But I may have to adjust as we learn more. Look at this snow on the roofs. I wish I could zoom in a little bit more. Good, we've secured a new source of coal for the generator, but now we need shelter. Without, people will freeze to death, regardless of how hot the generator runs. The closer to the generator or other shelter, the better. We cannot afford to lose more heat than we have. We'll provide shelter. Okay. But don't I have shelter? I have shelter. Okay. Housing district? Is this what I want to do? I want to build it next to other things. I think I want to build it in the... I'm assuming I want to build it in the blue area. Do I need more? Okay. I eventually made it happy. Oh yeah, it's gonna come. These ungrateful whelps. Let's see here. Power, demolish, expand. Oh, interesting. So it tells me how much coal is in there and how many weeks we'll have to get coal from it. Emergency shifts, worker will work longer shifts. Trust will fall slightly, but will be more efficient. Half shifts. Order everyone to work half the shift in the district. Half workforce requirements. Output level are half. So we need less people, but we'll get less from it. So if I don't need like as much coal, I can tell people to not work as much, which will make them happier. I like seeing that little automaton walking around. That's cool. Construct 2 housing districts. I don't know if this counts as like 7 or 1. So we'll see what I did here. Right now we're in just does not fully understand the menu mode. Goods scarcity. I don't understand why it tells me people are cold and why I need housing when I have available beds. Pay attention to where you construct districts as area effects. This may give them additional positive or negative effects. Area effects are caused by environmental circumstances, natural layout of the land or surface on the district is constructed, or by proximity to other districts. Area effects are applied by a specific number of district tiles are located within it. While building any district, a tooltip will provide information about where you're... Okay. Okay, so that counts. That one only counts as 1. Okay. So then we're gonna go housing district. We'll go, ooh, I'm assuming red is bad. Yeah, extraction smog. Red sounds very bad. What about over here? Okay. Sure, I don't really fully understand what I'm doing. But that's okay. Can make this go a little faster. Ooh, what do these symbols mean? Security for the future, stockpiling. Steward! We are extracting more coal than we currently need to provide adequate heat to the city. As such, we have begun to stockpile the surplus. At the moment, we have ample storage space left. However, the space will eventually be filled, and any additional coal will be left out in the elements, rendering it worthless. If we do not wish to lose the surplus, we should build more depots. There's a difference in type of depots for different resources. Okay, what do you have to say? Looming cold. This person looks very upset at me already. As the cold problem in our city continues to worry. The cold problem. That's what we're calling winter now. The cold problem. And our city continues to worsen. We must take action to protect our citizens. In these harsh conditions, people need a roof over their heads and enough heat to warm their homes. Is the generator power enough to heat the city, or do we need to extract more fuel? If our current methods aren't enough, we should consider alternatives. We're already working on the cold problem. That's how we're going to refer to it now. The cold problem. Extraction. I don't see anything that's going to let me... Housing. Scraping the barrel. With heat from the generator and shelter for everyone, we're safe from the cold for now, but as the city grows, it will not be enough. The mechanists and the foragers have different opinions on how to improve the city further. We need a place to develop the ideas for the future. Expand a housing district to provide more space for advanced buildings and build a research institute. This is getting complicated. I need time to read. Okay, so what I don't understand is how do I have housing buildings, but I also have housing districts? I don't fully understand what's going on here. Like, I don't want to demolish. Total output is 20 shelter. Living space available to your citizens. Increases cold when lacking. Increases cold when lacking? When lacking what? Build housing, pass laws, or construct buildings that provide shelter to ensure. I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh, now we have a surplus. I see. So when I saw fulfilled, I thought that meant beds. I thought like we had 90 beds filled with 30 open beds. It was the reverse. I had 90 people who had a bed, 30 people who did not. That makes more sense. I think that's a little weirdly worded, but I get it now. Okay, so that's why we're happy. So... what is this? Oh, this is a food depot. I thought it was under housing, so I thought it was a house. No. Okay, I see. So it wants me to expand something so I can put it in a place. I guess. Maybe? Okay. So how do I select an existing one to expand it? Expand the district. Was that enough? Am I expanding it now? Did I run out of food stamps or whatever they're called? Heat stamps? Not food stamps. Heat stamps. Okay. Research is and now I can put the thing on the thing. I think. So I feel like this is the vibe I'm getting is that this is overall gonna be a lot less micromanagey. Like unless there's just a button I don't have access to that's gonna come later, I don't have the ability to say like put the children here, the children must work in the sawmill. Like I don't have that kind of a thing. No tension. Oh, there's tension. Tension is not absent. That is incorrect. How much the community trusts you? Okay. The foragers. Can I... oh. I think I just picked something. Okay. Adaption is key and reliance on the machines is weakness. Technological progress guarantees survival. Interesting. Somewhere along here, I'm supposed to have the idea tree. I like that idea tree. I feel like I'm going to put one of those up at work. Guys, here's the idea tree. Write your ideas on them. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Wow, this game's very unrealistic. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations with that community. I like my response. I see. House houses! House houses are back. The house houses. There's so much clicking. So much clicking. Okay, coal mines. Foragers. Requires an extraction district with a coal deposit. Mining operation where residual coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of the resource. This is a lot of vocabulary. Okay. Develop idea. So they want dust coal mines. These guys want grinding coal mines. Requires extraction district with coal. Operation using grinding machines to churn through coal seams quickly, leaving heaps of slag behind. Okay, so there must be pros and cons, right? Oh, I see. So they have the same... no, this needs 400 workforce. This needs 300 workforce. This has a coal output of 150. This has a coal output of 180. So more coal. Wait, hold on. So with this one, I'm getting more coal for less people. But this one, disease is slightly increased and demands 20 materials. This one, squalor is increased and demands more materials. So I can get more coal for less people, but it's going to be gross, and I need a lot of stuff. Versus less coal, but still a fair amount of coal for more people. It's not going to be gross, but people are going to get sick, but we won't need as much stuff. I think that's my understanding here. Now, later on in the game, I'm assuming some of this is I'm going to want to pick foragers versus mechanists, depending on, playing the two off of each other. But this is my first decision. Squalor, the filth, grime, and pollution represented in the city. It is produced by the generator, heavy machinery, and poor sanitation. Squalor increases sickliness, slows population growth, and wears down districts. So in this case, squalor does all of those things. In this case, disease, the likelihood your people will get sick, increasing their bodies worn down. So this increases disease, but this can increase disease and other things. But again, I'm getting more coal. If this was my primary coal source, I'd feel differently, but this feels like an auxiliary coal. Like, I'm already getting coal, so this is just like, what do we want to do with the rest of the coal? So I feel like this is the better thing. Like, yeah, it's going to take a few more people, and I'll get less, but I'm going to hurt the city less while I'm doing it, and it's going to use less materials while I'm doing it. Hey, Kathleen, welcome. So this kind of like, considering this is the auxiliary coal, I kind of feel like this is the better move right now. But I guess this is also without me knowing how easy it's going to be to manage disease versus squalor. Okay, we'll start here. We'll start with this. A small crowd gathers outside the new research institute, arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The mechanists want us to lean on machine-powered mining, but the foragers would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord in the captain's heyday. You have to oh, yes, they would. Were you around when I was the captain? There was a lot of discord. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their ideas. I already picked. I got ahead of you, game. You gotta be faster than that with the push notifications. It's gonna be something similar. We'll get to pick their options on this. And so sawmill, what to do about the sawmills, what to do about the hothouses. Economics with the housing blocks. Society. Watchtowers at hospitals. The two pillars of society. Watchtowers and hospitals. I feel kind of bad. But the fact that they have to, like, I don't know how well you can see it because it's, like, kind of grayed out. But it says work in progress does not represent final quality of the product. I just feel so bad that they have to so clearly, like, I know I'm playing a beta. I am playing the game, 3-4 months before it's supposed to be out. I get it. It's not done. But I feel like people on the internet are just going to be like, I got a bug in this game that I played 3 months early, and I'm going to be mad about it. I gotta calm down. My one gripe about the UI, and this would be somewhat easy for them to fix, is all of this gray is very hard to see. Where's the idea tree? Like, personally, I can read this, but I feel like this is going to be difficult to read for a lot of people. Now, maybe there's going to be settings, or maybe there are settings that I don't know about. Is that oh, it's a house of prayer. Look at that. There's like a saint or something on the side of that building. Isn't that neat? The artwork is stunning. Like, 12 out of 10 on the look of all of the elements in the game so far. Really like how it looks. But the UI, I think, I like the aesthetic that they're going for. Like, overall, I appreciate it. Looks very clean, ironically. But, So I like that, but I think the UI could have a bit more contrast. But in the grand scheme of life, I feel like that's probably if the biggest problem with the game is the contrast, like they can fix that. So here, I like the details too. Like the snow is melted on here because there's probably a lot of heat because it's by this thing. Okay, so we're researching coal mines currently. It's progressing. Yeah, it's progressing. Do we have some crime? Extremely increased goods scarcity. What's this? Again, the art's so pretty, I wish I could zoom in more. Oh, that's cool. F takes you to the center of the city. That's handy. Maybe there is a way to zoom in more. Like XCOM had other keys where you could zoom in more there. Maybe I just don't know them. I'm trying to figure out what this is. This looks like where the one redneck of the town lives. I think that's like that's where Gary with no front teeth lives. Is right there. Oh, can you guys hear that okay? There's like town sounds. So cool. I love the like God, what's the term when like copper turns teal like that, like the Statue of Liberty? There's a science word that I knew in my youth that I don't know anymore. Oxidized? Am I using that correctly? I like the teal copper aesthetic. I think that looks really cool. Signed research increases relations. Oxidized. It is. Okay. The science came back to me. I used to be an intelligent person. In my youth, I was smart, and I just try to hang on to some of it. Okay, construct the building. Dust coal mine. Drop that in. So obviously there's going to become strategy too about like you want to keep people like close to the district where they work for time purposes, but you don't want them to live right next to it. Like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I can see where there's going to be room for stuff. It's just going to be a question of how deep does the game actually go? Like does the game go as deep as they've been kind of promising or what? With the new mine, we have enough coal output to last us a while, yet the differences between communities remain. Even under the previous leader, plans have existed to establish a council to settle such differences. More pressing problems always delayed them. The time has come, steward. The people want a say in how the city is run. We need a council. Build a council hall in the central district. Okay. Council hall. Like, it has to be built here, it can't be built anywhere else. Okay. No more tents for these people, gosh. Just Gary, who lives out here. The council gathers for the first time. We can vote on our new laws. The first council session. People cheer as the gates of the council open. It feels like a piece of the world lost to the frost has been regained. The people are hopeful to have their voices heard until I ignore them later, while the machinists and the forgers clash about our survival strategy. Neither has a firm stance on the economic or social issues. Yeah, I can see that, considering they're just like, I like machines, and I don't. That doesn't give you a lot of thoughts on societal implications. When should the children go to work? However, many in their ranks do, though they keep to the shadows for now. Always in the shadows, lurking. To pass a law in the council, you will need the majority of delegates to support it. When do we get the snow pit? Ooh, look at this. Is this where our tax dollars went? On this rotunda? The people of the city sent 100 delegates to represent them. Your role as steward is to propose laws that will be put to a vote. God, this is gonna suck. However, communities have different outlooks on many things. You may have to negotiate or pressure them to get enough support. Oh, I hate it. I hate it in the best way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Survival economy society. No common rules. Food additives. There are no established standards for which additives can be put into food. Sawdust. There are no defined standards for how goods are produced. Okay. Basic necessities are customarily provided without compensation, but practices can differ from place to place. There are no clear rules about who can settle in the city. Voluntary and unfocused communal effort does not yield any significant gain. Oh, community service. Community service is voluntary and unfocused. Contagion. We have no agreed upon way to handle contagious people. Not the contagious. Anything but the contagious. Funerals! There's a variety of practices regarding funeral rites. There are no rules that define who's responsible for the care and education of children. Some of them are cared for while others are neglected. Let's start with the children. Family apprenticeship. All children must work alongside one of their relatives so that they learn a trade and continue the family tradition. The people are divided. This is a small step towards tradition. Mandatory school. To guarantee that all children have skills and knowledge needed in the city, we established a mandatory school program that is supported by the city. The people are divided. It's a small step towards reason. I don't know where tradition and reason are, but here we go. Percentage of active workers is slightly increased because you have kids going to work with people. Research speed is increased, but heat stamps income per capita is slightly decreased. So this feels like if you're going to pick mandatory school, it's probably going to be the first thing you want to pick while you're still in doing a lot of research, because then you're going to pick up the most of that research bonus. If you're going to pick family apprenticeship, there may be other valuable ones to pick first, because yes, you could have more workers, but maybe early on in the game you don't have as much to work on anyway. So that was kind of the fun of the first game too, is there were choices I would always make. Some choices would depend on where I was at, but a lot of it was, how early do I pick those? Like, what things am I picking first? So I don't... Let's look at this a little bit more. Snow pit! Bodies must be buried untouched after a traditional funeral to show proper respect for the departed. That's no way to survive. Relatives must be allowed to mourn with dignity. No way. The deceased will be harvested, and their body parts will be used to support city healthcare. Unharvested remains will be incinerated, and the ash transferred to the relatives. Disease is slightly decreased. Research is increased. Trust lost from deaths is decreased. I mean, guys, snow pit every time. You know me. Okay. I'm here for the snow pit. Ray, I feel like this is the type of game I'm not sure you would ever want to play yourself, but I feel like you would get a kick out of watching people play. Maybe you would. One day I'll get you to try a game like this. Voluntary and unfocused communal effort does not yield any. Okay, so everyone must aid in expeditions by helping them prepare for their journeys. City development effort. I'm really interested in this people are divided thing too, because obviously that's going to be... Ooh, these are different. Adaptation and progress, merit and equality. What? There's more things! So shorter exploration time. This would be another one if you were going to pick that one to pick it early. Everyone must support the extraction work to gain more resources for the city. Service exemptions. Everyone must volunteer their time outside of work as needed unless they purchase exemption from the city. Buy your way out of community service. No, you would never play by yourself. Like watching you play and make both great and terrible choices. It's so stressful when you play. Heat pipe watch. What is this? Everyone must inspect the heat pipes in the places of residence, spotting and fixing minor heat leaks. I don't know why this amuses me so freaking much, but the notion that you are, like, legally forced by the government to inspect the pipes of your own house makes me laugh. Jimmy, did you look at the pipes today or not? I might pick that one just simply because I think that's a riot. An infection badge. Contagious people were required to wear a badge that allows others to limit their interactions with them. Yes. It's the scarlet letter, but for COVID. Contagious people will be placed in quarantine. The city will provide them with extra food rations. I love this game already. Paid essentials. To foster responsibility and reward work, citizens will be charged a small fee in exchange for... Hold on. To foster responsibility and reward work, citizens will be charged a small fee in exchange for essentials? How does that work? You have earned the right to buy food. Congratulations. That sentence doesn't... That is the most, like, government bureaucratic BS sentence I've ever heard. Based on availability, the city will ensure that all citizens are provided with what they need to survive for free. No. This is the Frostland. We're not picking that one. That's not going to be a thing. We will only let outsiders in who contribute to the city's economy and turn away the unproductive. We will welcome all who wish to join our city and share in its benefits regardless of their ability to contribute. I like how some of these are, like, clearly, like, hard-boiled, yeah, this is how we do it, and some of this is like, this feels good. And then other ones are like, actually, I have to think about which one I'd want to do because they actually feel like pros and cons. Okay. In order to overcome scarcity, we will organize our production lines to increase goods production. So yeah, assembly lines. Assembly lines are good. Durable goods. In order to make the best use of our scarce resources, we'll focus on sturdy and easily repairable goods. So here we can make more faster. Here we can make what we have for less. See, this I like. Like, these are the choices where I'm like, I don't feel like an evil person for either one of these. Food additives. Only natural foraged ingredients will be added to food. We will train our people to forage in the Frostland. Food output per capita slightly increased. City will provide chemical additives that with tested and tolerable risk levels. Food production efficiency is increased, but disease increases. That we've moved on from sawdust. It is not sawdust anymore. Oh, that's good. Okay. I don't know if I can pick a bunch of these, or if it's going to be like the first game where you do one and then like time passes, and then do one and then time passes. What I'm trying to decide is for this one, heading out, can't wait for more. My hope is to play this like a bunch tomorrow, because I have to get going in like 30-40 minutes. So my hope is to like kind of get the vibe of the game today, and then tomorrow we'll just play a lot. But we'll see. I want to at least decide if I'm going to do mandatory school or not. Because if I'm going to do family apprenticeship, I don't need to pick this one now. But if I'm going to do mandatory school, I feel like it's smarter to do this one sooner. I feel like, in general, I kind of have the XCOM rules of I like things that are just bonuses. I don't like things that are bonuses with negatives. So, like, here, research speed is increased. That's great. But heat stamps per capita is decreased. Okay, so is that a problem or not? I don't know. I don't know the game well enough to know if having less money per person helps. Like, is that a bit, well, it wouldn't help, but, like, is it detrimental to have that or not? Where this is only a positive. It is only a positive to have, I mean, I guess if you take child labor as a discussion out of it, it's only a positive to have more workers. Which makes me lean towards family apprenticeship. Since I'm leaning towards family apprenticeship, I don't know that I want to pick this one right now. Now, again, I might click it and then find out, whatever. This is just fun. Like, here is 2 good things versus 1 good thing. But I don't need to do that one right now. There was something else in here where I was like, I feel like this is a good one to... I think it was this one. But I'm not doing exploration right now. What do I want to do with community service? I kind of want to do heat pipe watch. I just think heat pipe watch sounds funny. Materials output per capita is increased. It's a step towards equality. Wouldn't be a bad idea to do this one anyway, because I'm probably... Let's be honest. I'm probably not going to pick very many equality options. Like, let's just be open. I could lie to you, but I'm probably not going to pick too many equality options, so maybe I should do heat pipe watch. I really want to do heat pipe watch, because everyone mustn't... This is just funny to me. We're going to do this one. I want to do this one. 70 are hesitant, 20 are for, 10 are against. Everyone must inspect the heat pipes. Inspect the heat pipes. Negotiate. How does... Ooh! Everyone must inspect the heat pipes. Negotiate with them. Okay. Let's negotiate with them. They will support the law during the next vote. My terms. Well, what do we give them? Oh, I see. Fund projects beneficial to their community. Larger population for more heat stamps. Demolish them. Oh, we're not going to demolish that. Oh, they want me to enact chemical additives. That's funny. Fund projects beneficial to their community. Okay. Okay. This is interesting. So I can get them to vote for it. And, like, this will become kind of a later game thing, too. Because if I like, inevitably, you're trying to balance the two. So, like, sometimes you'll offer them things. This is so cool. Like, they've really brought out... I was playing this game, it wasn't on stream. It would be a terrible game to stream. Really fun game. Highly recommend it. Terrible game to stream. Called Suzerain. I did not beat it because I just got stressed and stopped. And I'll probably have to start over. But it was very similar to that of, like, you trying to get people to vote for things and your choices kind of carry on and all of that. So what do the foragers want? Vote for, they want fund projects, beneficial, durable goods. In order to make use of scarce resources, we will focus on producing sturdy... Okay, so they want that one. Weather-adjusted shifts. To protect worker health, workplaces must adapt working hours to the weather conditions. To protect worker health, survival research. So this one I'm not actually against, because a lot of times I did that anyway in the first game. Because I found that keeping my workers healthy and out of hospitals benefited everybody. So that's something I'd probably be inclined to pick, but it was not something I saw on any of my options, so I don't want to promise them something that I can't give them if this is like a couple of tiers deep. The other thing too, though, is I've also already worked with them. I picked their thing in the tech tree, so I kind of feel like I want to negotiate with the machinists, whatever you want to call them right now. Just because I didn't pick their thing before, and we're not gonna demolish this, and I'm not gonna do chemical additives. So it would be fun projects beneficial to their community. The larger their population, the more heat stamps required to fund them. I don't know what this means is the problem, but we're gonna find out. Okay. Law is supported if we leave it as is. So I think we'll vote. We just snuck it in. We got 59 out of 51. Oh, they're voting. They're voting. All those kids are going to be watching them pipes. The new law has been agreed on. Good. There are challenges ahead. Improving coal extraction is a success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. That's the first step in our colonization effort. This concludes the onboarding tasks in the preview. Remember, you can always consult the tutorial. The city must not fall. Okay, let's see what we got here. We cannot use up scarce resources too quickly, according to Clement Phillips, a forager. Zeitgeist, city direction. You can monitor the zeitgeist of your city in the bottom left corner of the screen. The zeitgeist means spirit of time and describes the direction. I like how they have to put the... They're like, we're going to use this cool word, but we got to put the definition in there because the youth are not using it these days. Describes the direction of your city on 3 axes. I don't know if it's axes. I think it's 3 axes, and I'm not sure it's spelled like axes, but I could be wrong. Technology, economy, and society. The laws you pass, the buildings you build, and the choices you make, they all impact the zeitgeist. I love it. I love everything about this. At the same time, your communities have a natural tendency to favor some solutions over others. Your relations with them will change based off of how their views are aligned with the current zeitgeist. Watch as your decisions shape the zeitgeist. Be on the lookout for dissent, which can tear your city apart, Lisa. Okay. Zeitgeist. I'm gonna get everybody to love me. You just wait. Okay. Okay, so survival, there's adaptation versus progress. Economy, there's equality versus merit. And society, there's tradition versus reason. I kind of like this too, that there's these 3 axes. It's not just like the 2 kind of broad strokes you had before. I'm going to be curious to see if the game punishes you for doing a mix or how that works exactly. Okay, colonization of the Frostland. Build logistics district in place of one of the old way stations in the city's outskirts. Find a permanent source of fuel outside the city. We need to establish food colony, fuel colony, material colony, explore most of lost territories. We promise to fund projects on the Mechanist. I don't know how to fund projects. I'm assuming that's this. So they want me to... Basically, I just said I'd do one of their things. So let's find something where I agree with the Mechanist and just get that started before I completely forget. I'm sure there's something in here where I would pick what the Mechanists want. And so we'll just pick that one. Filtration towers. Moss filtration tower. Structure that circulates ambient air through moss. Oh, that's kind of neat. Ventilation tower. Structures that use high-powered mechanical fans to disperse foul air outside the city. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Squalor is significantly decreased. You need 400 workers, 20 heat demand. This has twice the heat demand. Squalor is still decreased, but not near as much. I wouldn't hate this one. I kind of like the idea of the moss filtration, but I wouldn't mind doing that one for the mechanist. Weather adjusted shifts. I'm not against that either, because I do want anything that decreases disease. Versus machine adjusted shifts. To put less pressure on the workers, workplaces must keep machines powered around the clock and adjust the working hours accordingly. Oh, so in this one, we can put less pressure on workers by using more machines, and in this one, we protect their health. Okay, so here heat demand increases, which I actually think is a negative. Resource production is decreased, which I think is a negative, but disease is slightly decreased, which is good. This one, squalor is marginally increased, which is bad, but the workforce requirement is decreased. So here we have a good and a bad. Less workforce needed. Squalor is marginally increased. A flat change to lower squalor. This is two negatives to a positive, I think. So I kind of am more in favor of machine adjusted shifts. So we'll fund that one. I don't know if it's actually doing that or not. We'll see. It might need to finish before we do it. Council and recess. Okay, so now it wants me to build a logistics district. Dense housing, extraction. I don't know where I'm supposed to build you. Or maybe I can just build you anywhere. Like, can I just do... Okay, I guess not. Oh, it's set on top of something, right? In place of one of the old way stations on the city's outskirts. Oh, that's what I'm not doing. There we go. This. I think. This? Surely not. Surely not all the way over there. Maybe I don't have enough materials. I think I'm doing something wrong. Oh, wait, hold on. Everyone stop. Everyone just stop. Yeah. Okay. That's what I need to do. Iron ore. Old way station. There we go. I need to frost break, probably. That would be my assumption. Ooh, that's neat looking. Is it wise for the steward to listen to them? The forager says. Already making people upset. The steward promised them some nonsense. Everyone, just go home and look at your pipes. That's what I say. Is it doing it? There's not like a... Under research. Okay. Can I like eventually pick both? Is that why I can still click between them? That would be interesting. Oh, wrong button. So, like, I can go here. Huh, okay, no, you can't. Never mind. I thought that would be strange. There's a prayer house. Getting that frost breaking. Keep breaking that frost. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing that right. Okay. Logistics district? Can I do now? I'm having a lot of problems understanding what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, maybe I just gotta wait for it to finish the frost breaking. Kind of see the difference with the frost broken. There might be overlays that make that more readily seeable that I'm just not understanding. Break that frost. There we go. Logistics district. It's coming. And this is filling in. So once this is done, we'll know if that counted towards this or not. What I did didn't cost anything, so it's possible that it didn't count. So we're gonna have to get that figured out. I heard the sound. I heard the hey, come talk to me sound. Ah, scary. Sue Miller, 12, a street urchin, looking for trouble. Cindy's pa went and got her a governess, like she's gonna be a duchess or something. Not on our watch. We roughed up the little bitch, alright. Wow, okay. Ferguson boys will learn this too. If they're trying to wife us again tonight, we'll put razors and say we'll cut out their eyes. It'll be good fun. But that's what we want is a proper rumble. Short blades only. Come on. Sue, you are 12 years old. The lack of law regulating childhood is causing... We do not have a childhood law. We cannot regulate the childhood. Causing tension to rise in the city. Okay. Don't mess with little Sue, I guess. Steward, our initial stockpile of food has run out. Our current output will satisfy some of the demand, but problems will mount over time. We must expand our districts or establish new ones to provide more food. Okay. There was a food district, wasn't there? There was. Can I do something about that? Where can I put a food district? Okay, frost breaking. Okay, our logistics district is ready. The frosting teams can be sent out. The screen is taking me so many places. Okay. Research team related topics. There's so much going on out here. Okay, let's start with the plains. Safe territory. Fast chart. Few frosting teams required. Vast expanse of relatively low elevation, characterized by flat or gently rolling terrain the occasional plateaus and basins. Poses negligible challenge for exploration. Could find food. Fast expansion. Okay, so they're on their way. I'm assuming. Yeah, I can't do more than one. That's fine. Take me home? Okay. Okay, so I did the thing. And it didn't count as use funds on Mechanist. So I need to figure out what that means. Now, the only other thing I can think of is that one I picked didn't cost me anything. Heat recycling. We will redirect excess heat from industrial machines of housing, or to housing districts and infrastructure, increasing the heat availability. Heat output is extremely increased. Excess heat provided by industrial machines will be re-injected back into the machines to allow them to operate higher capacity. Resource production efficiency is increased. So I can get more heat or more resources. Out of curiosity, that also doesn't cost any money to develop. Okay. I can do both. Looks like in this case I can do both. Okay. Interesting. Wait, hold on. Fun projects. Residential tower designed to provide shelter to a large number of citizens in limited space. Provide shelter to a large number of space. So what's the difference? There's no difference. It's just, there's literally no difference. It's just who does it. Command posts where guards are quartered to maintain order in the city. Again, it's the same thing. So it's like who gets the watchtowers. I don't understand. Fund projects. Where's the maybe I can find it here. None of these look like what I'm looking for. Cannot figure out what I'm trying to do. How do I what is funding a project? Problem is I can't just Google. The only other thing I can think of is I do one of these that required funding, and I just happened to pick something that didn't require funding, so it wasn't a thing. Foragers. Require extraction district with frozen forest progress. Massive sawmill with frozen wood is cut into usable materials without undergoing any treatment, speeding up the process by exposing people to spores and fungi. So more disease. So 400 workers. This one wants massive sawmill located frozen wood directly into mulching machines that separates usable materials from waste byproducts. So this requires more work of people. This one wants less people, more materials. More people, less materials. More disease. Okay, so disease is slightly increased versus squalor is significantly increased. Why is it significantly increased? Ugh. I might go untreated wood there. That's a little gross. Requires extraction districts. Specialized mine using large vertical shaft to provide better access. Using explosive drilling. So, again, less people, more coal. I don't know. I don't know. What about the hoth houses here? Industrial size hoth house where organic waste ferments in large vats, fertilizing, versus industrial size where chemical nutrients are injected. So again, we're gonna have the same old. Okay, in this one, man, I'm kind of liking these forager guys. This is gonna be a bit of an issue for me to do what I'm supposed to do here. This one doesn't help me because it doesn't cost any money. Okay, let's try. What's this one got? Facilities using old domestic goods, no matter how soiled, to manufacture new ones with minimal resources. Versus facilities to produce line standardized goods. So 440, 360. Let's do this one. In this case, you get 400, you need 40 materials and 400 people to get what's 60, albeit, but 300 people need more heat, but like, I need to do something for them, so we're gonna do this. Because I don't hate that one, I just need something that costs money. And if this doesn't work, then that might just be a failure. We'll see. Meanwhile, they wanted food. Food district. How does one... Oh, I need to do a food district on a food tile. I see. Pick some weirdly shaped districts. Okay, we'll get some food going. Got a lot of hungry people. Materials are scarce, so I need to get that going too. How does one get materials? This should help with the whole food situation. This looks like it's getting grumpy. Oh, more people are living here. That means I have unhoused. Oh God. Rex Dale, 45, an entrepreneur. A profitable day. First couple were all rags and bones, useless. But then there was this woman with real ruby earrings. Ought to cover the arrival fee, I said. Then the wife will love those. Next was a bunch of strong fellows. I sent them straight to Elaine's place. She'll wring them dry before I get home. Lately, there's been less of them. Maybe word's getting around. Gotta take advantage of that while it lasts. Steward, new count has revealed a significant growth in our population in recent weeks. Some attributes this to the rise and influx of settlers from the Frostlands, others to birth and outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we've adjusted our calculations for the city's needs to reflect the new numbers. RIP. Okay. Okay. I need materials. I don't know how to get those. Feral children. Look at that kid. Stewart, 5 children are dead and dozens lay wounded after 2 large youth gangs met for what they called a rumble. Most of the children were armed with knives. These fights escalated to a full-scale battle of children? Is this Lord of the Flies? As parents of the deceased mourn, many insist these children should not have been left unattended. Indeed, many back alleys seem to be overtaken by uncared-for youths. Okay, we'll commit to solving this issue. We'll solve that when we meet again. We'll do a children. Oh, God. And I don't know how I'm doing anything. Maybe I make an... That might be what I do. Growing hunger. Steward, hunger is becoming a pressing concern. We need to ensure our people are fed. There's a lot happening here. Okay. Do I have room for more food districts, or do I have to... I feel like I have to expand the one I have. I feel like I don't have the ability to put another one down. Meanwhile, I also need to do... I'd like to do an industrial district, if I can. I don't know if that's a good place for an industrial district, but we're gonna find out. How are we doing on food? We're still very hungry. Oh yeah, there's tension. Tension is happening. Oh God. Crime in the city. Crime problem in the city continues to worsen. Scarcity of goods drive people to act out of crimes they don't see any other ways to obtain necessities. Making goods available to help ensure people don't revert back to a free-for-all. If they do, watchtowers and prisons might become necessary. It's also worth examining if our laws can help us fight crime. If crime continues to run rampant, people will be injured or killed. It's fine. We have overpopulation anyway. Tensions will grow and radicals among us will grow in popularity. Okay. So it's getting a little rough out there. So I did this. So it's researched. Why didn't that count as this? Do I have to build their building? I don't have the heat stamps to build their building. Oh, it requires an industrial district. Well, we're working on that. Ah. No. Why is it making me do that? Did I promise something? Oh, I see. Oh, because it's new. That's why. Yeah. Society. Okay, so do I think we just do this. I think we do family apprenticeship. Why won't it let me? There we go. Come on, guys. Yeah, we made it on its own. We didn't have to promise anybody anything. Trust is rising. Okay. I don't understand what I'm not doing. I don't know how to fund... Yeah, we don't have time. This is gonna piss them off. Okay, so I don't know how to fund a project. But I do need to get going, I think. I think we're gonna leave this here. And I think tomorrow we're just gonna play as much of this as we can. I may even start over when we play tomorrow. I'll go ahead and save game just in case. But I think this is where we're gonna be. Because I have to... Today is my mother's birthday, so I'm going to go celebrate my mother's birthday with my mother. I got a few things to do to get ready to go for that. But hopefully tomorrow we're just going to Frostpunk 2 it up. And that's my plan. But at least now we got to open it. We see what's up. I actually got this, I think, as a part of the version I bought. But anyway, hope you all have a lovely day. Hope to see you all tomorrow. We will be, maybe... I want to get a good feel of this before we go back to Forbidden West, just because I only have so much time with this, and then we'll continue. But, this will be the fun we'll have this week. But I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will talk to you